Hello Capricorn, welcome to your June tarot reading. I hope that May has been productive and peaceful for you. Let's have a look ahead at June now and see what's coming in for you. If you happen to see the May reading, you will know that I've changed slightly the way that I record. I speed up the parts that I'm shuffling for your cards to fall. If you haven't already seen the May reading, please go and have a look and let me know if that resonated for all that occurred through May. I'm just going to get straight into your reading now and see what we've got for you. Okay, Capricorn, we have some interesting cards here for you for June. Let's get straight in and have a look. So we have the Wheel card here, and I've just seen this for another Earth sign reading. It's very interesting how things are moving forward for everybody at the moment. The tide is turning, it feels. So the Wheel represents the universal kind of timing. It's the Wheel of Fortune. So if you have been down, you will come up. Everything has its time. And this is really trying to push you through into the next stage of your life. The portal is opening and you have the ability to walk through it. Now, sometimes people choose not to and they find that things are blocked. So what we're looking at here, Capricorn, is an opportunity for you that may well appear like sometimes as a risk, but that risk certainly is worth taking, as it seems to be on your blueprint, your life path. I'm going to go to the next card now because it very much represents things that are slightly intangible. The Empress is the creatress. She starts with seemingly nothing. She starts with a seed, a thought, a vision, an idea, and she manifests it over time with her belief, with her faith, with her connection to all of nature. So what we have here, Capricorn, is a shift into something that is very positive and something that is going to put down some sort of foundation or a project, some sort of creation for you here. It could well be children on the way. Sometimes the Empress does literally represent children, a pregnancy, or adoption, or anything like that. But it's your creation, it's your creativity that needs to see expression here. We have the Two of Swords. And something tells me, Capricorn, that you might be in two minds about what you're doing. It may well be that you have a decision to make over how you're going to move forward, or if you're going to move forward. And I want to go back to this seeming risk. I know Capricorns like to keep their feet very firmly on the ground, and perhaps the unknown is kind of making you a little bit emotional or wobbly or unsure of the ground that you're stepping on. Now, the Two of Swords is very much a cerebral card. It's about our mental process, but it definitely involves an amount of emotion. On this lady's arm, we also have a set of scales. So there's a lot of weighing and balancing to do in order to determine how to go forward. But we can only do that if we choose to actually examine it rather than ignore it. So this decision, this choice, this kind of separation in the pathway is up to you, but you have to remove the blindfold. You have to be willing to look at it, examine it, and go into it. And as soon as you do that, the answer or the option will become clear to you. It won't be a hard decision to make. It's purely in the avoidance that you are unsure. Then we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a very potent catalyst. The pages are all about messages coming in, catalysts, opportunities, and this is definitely a very joyful card. So something tells me through June that you will take a leap into the unknown, if you like. You'll take somebody up on their offer or their opportunity, or you will understand how from small seeds great oak trees grow, and you will allow yourself to jump into that next pathway. Capricorns will always be Capricorns, and so we've got the Knight of Pentacles here. This very much represents your stability and your steadiness, Capricorn. This knight in the deck is very steady and assured and very much the tactician. He is the only knight in the deck that actually gets down from his horse to allow his horse to have a rest. He very much has a view of longevity and getting to his goal, and he will do that by any and all means. So this is steady growth. Sometimes this sense, being sensible is a little bit boring, or it's a little bit frustrating to some, but it's kind of the only way you know how to make it to the other side, if you like. There is an aspect to this that you could be leaning too much into this steadiness and needing these guarantees and reassurances. And so sometimes this card does come along in some readings as a reminder to allow yourself to fly a little bit, to release the constraints. But here I really feel that it just denotes that you have all that you require to build this future, to build on this opportunity and this new path that you have in front of you. So next we have the Justice card, and the Justice card is a combination of the logic and fact and the empathy and emotion and intuition. Now it's interesting that I have both the Judgment and the Justice together, because what this tells me is that you've definitely got a decision and an option in front of you on how to be, I feel, on the attitude that you're going to take moving forward, how you're going to think, whether you're going to release certain restrictions, and whether you're going to take into account the emotional and kind of intuitive information as much as you rely on the fact and logic. The Judgment card coming underneath the Two of Swords is very interesting, because again we have very much the scales of balance, the decision making, the final call here, and this is definitely about how you express your creativity, your attitude to creativity and opportunity. So the Judgment card, as I say, is a final call, a final decision. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. I really like seeing this energy after all of this movement, because what it tells me is that the balance will be redressed. It tells me that you will get your just desserts, that you will be recognized for what you do and what you have. All the kudos due to you will be coming in, and you will be able to get this kind of reparation and this balance. Somebody will see your worth and your value, or even sometimes you will see your own, and you will see the duality that is required, and you will understand that this balance is required. So we've got the Two of Swords, the Justice and the Judgment. It's all about balance. So is Empress with that Libra energy. It's all about the balance of maybe risk and solidity, about creativity and discipline. I'm going to pick you to, I'm going to get you some clarity cards first to try and deepen this reading. Okay, Capricorn, interesting clarity cards here. We have the King of Wands over the wheel. Now the King of Wands is a gentleman who has much experience in creating growth and manifesting things. And now your energy with Saturn, Capricorn, is the manifester of the heavens upon the earth. It's the father time, if you like, is the solidity and the discipline and the tradition and all of those solid things. But the King of Wands brings an energy that is a lot more passionate and fiery, that he understands how to kind of control his bursts of energy and creativity to manifest in a very solid and assured way. So the wheel here wants to perhaps bring you this energy, wants to allow you to kind of have those expressions of creativity and growth, and allow yourself to realize those visions. Then we have the Knight of Swords over the Empress, which is interesting because the Knight comes in with absolute clarity, and sometimes that information is brutal, sometimes it's cutting, but that information is also kind of releases us from a way of being. It releases us from not knowing, or a false premise, if you like. So the Knight of Swords comes in and he brings us clarity, and off he rides again, and it's like, oh, what are we going to do with this information? We're going to start creating. Then we've got the Ten of Pentacles over the Two of Swords. This tells me that what you're deciding on, and what you're kind of indecisive about, and what is worrying you emotionally and mentally, is your foundation. It's about the legacy. It's about how you're going to create security for you and your family and loved ones around you. And so this balancing, or this juggling in the mind you've been doing, can only really move forward if you remove the blindfold, if you choose to look at it and examine it, because actually it's all there. It's all there in front of you. You're able to manifest it. We've got the Empress, we've got the King of Wands. You just have to release the fear. Then we have the Ten of Cups over the Page of Wands. Now, if that's not an indication of what's trying to come in, I don't know what is. The Ten of Cups is the be-all and end-all of abundance and joy and happiness. And the Page of Wands is coming in to bring us that burst of energy, that kind of seed, if you like, of opportunity to have just that outcome. The Queen of Wands, we've got a lot of energy here, a lot of growth. The Queen of Wands comes in with her abundant creativity, her intuition, her ability to feel what is required, and the knowing on how to manifest that and how to create that. She is a nurturing energy, and this intuition is there within all of us. This energy is there within all of us for us to create, abundance for ourselves and our family. And over the Knight of Pentacles, this is the balance that is needed here, Capricorn. This fire, this passion, this willing to take a little bit of a leap in order to get the solidity and the foundation we require. Now we do have the Eight of Cups over the Justice card. So I feel here what we've got is the Eight of Cups is about not being entirely satisfied with what is and moving forward, knowing that there's better along the path. And so you may well be in a situation where you have a certain amount of foundation and solidity, and you've kind of put down some good roots and you're kind of secure, and you maybe have been holding on to that, but this is kind of indicating here, look, there is more ahead on the path for you, and not to become stuck where you are. The universe is trying to give you what you deserve, and there is your Justice card here. It's not just about having the basics. It's about including the other things like the emotion, the intuition, the creativity. All of that is a part of life, and to try and remain safe kind of eliminates certain aspects of that. And then we have the the Eight of Swords over the Judgment card. Now the Eight of Swords talks about being tied and bound, feeling trapped, and it's often by our thoughts and our ideas, and maybe sometimes past experiences. We tie ourselves up and limit ourselves because we run around in our minds worrying, literally. Now if you can see at the bottom of this lady's feet, she's actually blindfolded and she's bound, and at the bottom of her feet is a little pool of water, indicating that there is a knowing deep within, an intuition, that you can free yourself from this way of thinking. Because you kind of know that this way of thinking keeps you trapped, keeps you where you are. But there's fear. This card is very much fear-based, worry, and this is about releasing yourself and choosing to cut the ties that bind and remove the blindfold and allow yourself to move through these thoughts to the other side, to what is waiting for you, if you like. And that is a final judgment on how you're going to move forward, how you're going to be. You're going to be able to let go of this and move on, as with the Eight of Cups. the Queen of Swords over the Six of Pentacles. Now, as I said, the Six of Pentacles is about redress, rebalance, reparation, recognition. And then we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords has absolute clarity. She sees the fact and the logic. She understands how things work mentally. Sometimes her heart is a little bit locked away. She's called the Cold Queen for a reason, because she uses the sword of truth. And to me, the sword of truth is that you know that there is a balance required here. So it's not just the physical and the foundation and the resource and the finance. It's also about your emotional well-being, your creativity, your self-expression that needs to come into balance, and that will come in balance, it seems, through June. So now I'm going to pull you 2 advice cards. Okay, Capricorn, what we have here is fighting and traveling. I'm going to go with this card first because it seems to be kind of a trait that I recognize within some earth signs, is this kind of very much holding on to a status quo. This knight here is in an old suit of armor, and he has kind of very many kind of buttons, if you like, on his armor, buttons that he's used to people pressing. He's used to these triggers, and what it speaks about is allowing yourself to be kind of manipulated or controlled or led by certain things that trigger you. It could be your emotion, fear, it could be a feeling of lack, it could be kind of taking risk triggers you. Basically, this talks about shedding this old suit of armor and to stop fighting change, literally to stop fighting things that are coming in towards you, and to see how they're trying to make you grow, to stop kind of allowing things to trigger you, and to find a way around them, to find a way away from them, if you like. And away from them is what we've got here with the traveling card. It reminds you that life is a journey, it's not a destination. I know that's quite cliche to say these days, but this is very apt in terms of your reading here, because it talks about kind of continuous movement. It talks about the journey being the point, the experience being the point, the kind of communing with nature and with the people around you, and the joy that happens along the path, and the help that you get, or you help others. This is what it's about. It's about this journey. It's about that experience. This is what we grow from. This is what love grows from. And so what we're talking about here is a release of an old way of being, and allowing yourself to experience what's ahead. We'll pick you 1 outcome card now for June. Okay, Capricorn, what we have here is the 2 of Cups. Now, I really like seeing this card because it speaks to me about balance. The 2 of Cups can sometimes talk about relationship, finding your soulmate, if you like. It definitely talks about the balance of ourselves within. It talks about a healing between 2 parts of ourselves, 2 aspects of ourselves, and that could be the masculine and the feminine, that could be the practical and the spiritual, that could be something within us that needs to come into balance, needs to find the alchemy. And this is work that we do on ourselves. This is, your soulmate isn't necessarily somebody exterior to yourself. It could be a part of yourself within. So what we have here coming in through June is this lesson, is this understanding, is this knowing that we have everything within us that we require. If you're not in a relationship, or if you are in a relationship, you could well have this energy coming in, this mirror, this healing, somebody offering you this balance in your life. Obviously, this is a general reading, so it will apply differently to others. But the whole reading has been about the change within you, and so I really feel this is something that's going on within you emotionally and spiritually. So please let me know what you think in the comments, Capricorn. I would really love to read your comments, and I'll see you next time.